Are we here?
We're on stage. Look at us. Oh, it's on.
Oh my god, hilarious. It works from my car. Do I have a second to plug my computer in before we go live?
Nope.
Oh my god, okay, well here we are.
I think she's echo. Yeah, go to
I'm getting
echo cancellation.
Okay.
Also, friendly reminder to everyone, if you're not on stage, like on the stage, like visible, your audio does not work. That's how we made it live the other day, where it sounded like I was just talking to myself like a fucking crazy person for minutes while Dara was watching live.
Yeah, I was. That was
just
enjoyable.
Saw me talking to myself.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Jess off camera.
I know, but I kept on trying to like point out. I was like, "Yo, I saw," because I saw it pop up on my phone, and I was like, "This guy's going live without me? No way."
That's also hilarious. So, like, what did you say to Jess?
I was like talking to Jess about like, I was like, yeah, imagine it just sounded like a crazy person, just like, oh, this isn't working. Like, oh, I think is this how this is supposed to go? What's happening here? And like, just like it sounded like I was just talking through like what I was experiencing because I was trying to communicate it to Jess.
And what just happened with you in the hood and robbing the bank? Did that happen? Oh, right. We're almost live in 3 minutes. We can't talk about it.
Anyone feel free to tweet it out or whatever.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We're not live right now.
No, we are.
We are live.
Oh, we are. Okay.
Somehow still counting down. Like, so this makes, we shouldn't be, technically we should just have a countdown screen that we're not seen on, so I could be behind stage and just doing my makeup and all that. But here we are. I didn't get to do my makeup. I didn't get to do my hair.
Barry, I'm in a parking lot. Like,
you have 2 minutes and 58 seconds to get out of that parking lot and into place.
Do I?
No, I mean,
no. Apparently not. We're live.
Apparently,
Rachel, you are not. You do not have audio. I don't hear you at all.
Nope, she doesn't have audio.
I'm sure you were saying something funny. It looked like you were adding a fun joke, and you just none of us heard it.
That's exactly accurate.
Dara, can you see the live preview?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I'm going to. Am I talking now?
Yes, you are, but everyone else just got really echoey.
That's her echo cancellation. This is fun.
I've turned echo cancellation on.
On? You mean off?
No,
I see some people commenting in my YouTube chat. Maddie
and
Ellie. Hey guys. Thank you for sticking with us while we work out some of the kinks. The show will get started in a little bit. We're going to be doing some super fun things today. And hey, Hannah, good to see you. Another performance creative gal in the mix. Love to see it. We're going to be reviewing some awesome creative today with the FireTeam squad and Barry Hott. Fun fact, Barry Hott used to be my boss at Thesis. So it's I always bring it up every time we're doing these things together because I don't know. It's just
you're the real boss lady these days. So
I don't know about that.
But thrilled to see you. Hope it's not too awkward for you, but I know it's certainly not.
No.
It's awkward for me. No.
Yeah, it must be awkward for all of you to have to deal with the tension between me and Jess every week.
There's a lot of tension.
The raw tension.
The sexual tension.
It is.
Really
It's the bromance of like the paid social world.
Yes.
I'll take what I can get.
It was not expected.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the day that I get to go up to Rhode Island and meet in person, and I want to get taught. I want Jess to spend a day teaching me how to ride an electric unicycle.
He's the one. Yeah. Well, Jess was also my favorite person that I met this year in person. Jess and Nikki. It like
I was gonna say, whoa.
I know, but honestly, so like we met at Creator Palooza in Austin with Triple Whale, and Jess did a talk. It like actually blew 40 seconds. I was like, what? It like get this guy a bigger platform.
He's a good talker.
Yeah.
He's a good talker, that guy.
Minus 30 seconds.
Like,
we're trying to pull him off clients slowly so that he can just spend more time on Twitter, you know?
No, get him a
minus 20 seconds.
Use this platform, get him in front of the camera more. Like, we need more Jess.
He needs a TED Talk. A TED Talk.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready? We've got 10 seconds.
Let's do this.
Ooh.
All right.
Why does my
Is there audio on this countdown? Is there audio on this countdown like last time, or do I need to do it?
There is. There is.
1,
2,
0.
1. I don't hear the audio if there was audio. Oh! Ha!
Welcome, everyone, to a very special episode of Adtopsy Live. Going live with trying a bunch of new things, starring myself, Jess Bachman, as the host and creative directorio. We also have, hold on. Hold on.
T-minus 1 minute.
It's going so good.
Hold on. Under control. We have Rachel Jackson as Media Supreme here.
Ooh.
We also have Barry Hott as the Make Ugly Ads guy.
Yes.
Also starring Aaron Elliott as former assistant to the regional note taker.
Oh, okay. Former.
We don't know what you need to develop your new role, Aaron.
Okay, I will.
We also have Nikki Brazier as woman in car on Hotspot. Also starring Dara Denny as famous YouTuber #1.
Hello, all. Happy to be here.
This is produced live by Nicole Valadares, also known as Wig Slayer. Hello, Nicole. And so we have a pretty dope show lined out. We have the Adtopsy Challenge we're going to get into, and then we have this special segment called Unsolved Mysteries, and then we're going to get into the chat with Shit Chat Says. Maybe they can ask some questions, and then if we have time, we'll do an Explain That tweet. So why don't we just sort of get started with the Adtopsy Challenge?
Let's go.
Dig in.
I hear the rain.
I hear the rain, yeah.
I need some new dance moves for the show.
In general,
I was
well.
not prepared to dance. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, yeah,
You should always be prepared.
Adtopsy
Fired
is
up, let's
just
go.
Ellen at this point.
Can you guys see my screen fine?
No, I can't see anything.
Okay, well, that'll be a challenge. You'll have to listen to it, I guess, Nikki.
Okay.
So these two ads were provided by Chris McCoolin. He does great work over at that agency, Popcorn Brand. So I'm the only one who knows who the winner is. So all you guys will have to vote, including Dara. So these are both Black Friday ads, and they both have the same copy. So I'm just going to show what this copy is here. Probably truncates right below, probably right around here as well. And here's the headline: Black Friday, take up to 35% off.
Mm-hmm. We're doing ad copy?
No, I just wanted to give you some context.
Separate. Okay, good.
So here is the first ad.
Shop Franklin's Poppin' Black Friday deals.
This popcorn looks, smells, and especially tastes better than anything you'll find at a theater.
Franklin's Popcorn makes it easy to create a fun snack with the kids. They love to help me pour in the ingredients and watch the popcorn pop and come to life.
My kids thought it was a hit. I highly recommend it.
Upgrade your movie night and shop Franklin's Popcorn today.
Y'all got that? Internalized it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, and
Sure.
Here is the second ad.
Stop using microwave popcorn and get yourself some Franklin's Gourmet Popcorn today. It is honestly so easy, let's do it together. Just turn your stove onto medium heat and start heating up your Franklin Stovetop Popper. This is their coconut oil, it's 100% vegan and so smooth, so add in a nice generous scoop. Next up is their kernels, which are family farmed in Missouri and Iowa, and they're the highest quality you can find. Let's test the oil to see if it's hot enough, and when it pops, add in the rest. And you cannot forget to add in the savory seasoning salt. This stuff makes each piece perfectly seasoned and makes it taste just like movie theater popcorn. And then crank that handle to perfectly mix it together, and bam, you have fluffy, crunchy, perfectly seasoned, movie theater quality popcorn from the comfort of your own home. So what are you waiting for? Shop Franklin's popcorn today.
All right, Chris said one of these ads crushed, and the other one certainly did not for Black Friday.
Hey, Jess, before we go forward,
yep.
Can we get the audience to comment which one they think is the winner?
I like it.
Number 1 or number 2? I read a tweet
Barry
thread
needs some
about
help
how to do
deciding here.
live.
So
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not need.
I do.
I know which one I'm picking. We got some answers coming in. This is great. Well, at least one.
All right, so
why don't
we
think? The first one or the second one?
Number 2.
Barry, why don't you go first and let us know which is your vote?
We're gonna go one at a time, so
No,
I
we
can
gotta
steal
do
other
it all
people's
together.
answers.
All together.
Right,
We gotta do it with our
Okay.
hands.
We'll do it all together. If it's the first one,
With
you
our
put up 1 finger. If it's the second one, you put up 2 fingers.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
wait a second. Wait.
Rachel said 1. Nikki said 1. Dara said
What's Rachel?
1.
Am I the only 2?
Aaron
No, I'm with
said
you, Barry.
2.
I'm with you.
Oh, I only see one of your fingers.
What?
Barry said 2.
What?
Yeah,
What?
now I do. No, it was just outside of the frame.
Okay, you need to chill.
Okay, so
I'll give you 1 finger.
Before we get into the answers, since we do have a split vote, I guess, Dara, Rachel, why do you think the first one performed better?
So I'm going to be really honest and say that I just chose at random because I had a hard time paying attention to both of them.
See it.
Yeah,
Okay, I kind of feel the same way. I think for me, I just got really bored at the second one. Not like bored, but I was just like, okay, steps on how to make popcorn. It's not like revolutionary. I don't think I was truly engaged. I really liked all of the disruptions in the first one, like all the different people. So maybe I was a little more engaged in that one.
Wait, can I tell you why I like the first one? Or why I think the first one won, at least?
Why?
Okay, because normally I feel like I'm wrong about autopsies, and my gut told me to say 2 because it was just like more of what a native video could look like, and in my in my consumer brain, I'm like tricked into thinking it's not really all that much of an ad. But then at the end of the day, like, we all know that ad formats work because they work. So then I did the old switcheroo in my mind. Now I think it's 1.
Okay, so Barry, Aaron, why do you think the second one was the winner?
Aaron, you go first.
Well, I could see it like it was probably this big on the corner of my screen, but I'm going to say that it was very native, and it was like a recipe-ish kind of thing, and I don't know. I just went with what Barry said.
I'm gonna vote later next time. Anyway, I'm an influencer.
Just kidding.
I know.
Barry, why was it the second one?
I mean, look, I love this, and I love that there's a big split both in the comments and between us. I absolutely just love doing this. But like for me, it was the hook. A big part of it was just the visuals. Like everyone said, it's like more authentic, more believable. But it's, if I remember correctly, and I didn't pay maybe close enough attention, the second one didn't have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday call out in the visual.
It did not.
Whereas the first one did. It says it's just on the top bar in the hook, and maybe through the whole thing it says like 25 whatever % off. And like to me, that kills an ad. Like I looked at that, and look, I'll happily be wrong, and
even during Black Friday,
I think a good enough percentage will help, right? But this isn't, it's not it's not the same video with and without it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about 2 different things. I saw that one immediately, and I thought people don't want to see this format, this style is just not what people are expecting and wanting to see on any social platform. That's very specifically, look at number 1 real quick. Just the font and the styling of that bar on the top is very non-native. Yeah. So like, that's just what I thought of. That caught me off guard immediately. But again, I could be wrong. It's neither of these are fundamentally bad ads. They're both pretty good and makes me want popcorn real bad right now.
The other thing, now that I'm thinking about it, Jess, there's no Black Friday messaging on the second one. It's possible it's just been running a really fucking long time.
And has tons
good
of
evergreen.
social proof.
Sure.
Yeah, but the copy is the same, and the copy has
so
Black
there's
Friday,
not social
so it's
proof.
been white.
Okay.
But
also
it's still
think,
an evergreen ad.
Yeah. I also think what's funny about the second one too is like there's also a call out. It's corn, which I feel like is like sort of a nod to the cultural moment phenomenon on TikTok.
Sure.
So I thought that was a smart way to do that. So give it to us.
All right. So Chris showed me both these videos, and I guessed beforehand. I was actually right, as are anyone who guessed the second one, Barry and Aaron. Well done.
I should have gone with my gut, you guys.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, Nikki, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, you're wrong. Like that's how I knew I won, is because it was like your gut.
I was wrong.
Ooh, we got an applause.
Darn it.
Let's go.
So Nicole, feel free to dole out the punishments as you see fit. But I think there's one particular reason why the second one performed better, and none of you caught on to it, where the first one is selling popcorn, which everyone has and everyone knows, where the second one is selling the popcorn maker, which is unique and different and fun, and people can use that even if they already have popcorn. So
100%.
That's why I feel like this one is did well, because I look at this and I may already have popcorn, but I want to get that maker.
That is a really good point. We've had a lot of success with weird accessories for commodity things. Yeah, because you already have whatever the thing is, but the gadget is more interesting.
I think Barry, you make a good point that this absolutely is an evergreen thing that has worked. For
and if there's anything I've seen on trending on Twitter this year, and and forever, is like evergreen ads crush during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, just because that of course they do for every reason. Should we get into that now, or should we just move on? We can probably just move on. Happy to dig in.
So what do you think of like I do like the TikTok comments, multiple versions of that, or a way to get
that is cool.
social proof in there. That's
I will tell you, Jess, we can't see it, so
I can't see any of it.
I'm following
It's very
along in
small.
motion.
I have it blown up.
I
have mine.
Don't worry.
I have another window that has my YouTube live, and I'm
Right.
watching it and trying to watch it, so it is
Muted.
like literally like 20 seconds behind.
That's amazing, Dara. I'm
Yeah,
going to do that.
I'm doing that as well.
We'll figure this out at some point.
Great.
But I'm gonna pay attention to this next one real hard, because I refuse
Yeah,
to
you can't
lose.
get too wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so if you can't see it, this next segment's going to be a little problematic, but I will do my best to explain it. This next
Sorry.
it's called a new segment called Unsolved Mysteries. Nicole, you wanna start that music?
Nicole's getting her tickets right now for her concert.
Okay. Here's my best impression. September 26, 2022. An ad for an iced coffee koozie brand was put into market with moderate expectations. Within days, the hold rate and click-through rate were some of the highest ever seen. A week later, the ad was dead. The agency frantically searched for the killer, but came up empty. Join us. Perhaps you can solve a mystery.
Is that your Jonathan Franklin?
That's good.
That's yeah.
That's good.
That was good.
You get you an epic leather jacket. I love it.
I'm almost in tears. I was not expecting that.
So this happened. We put an ad in. Incredible metrics, except for one thing, and I just wanted to go through some of the metrics, and then I'll show you the ad, and maybe you could. We actually don't know why it failed, and so maybe this is a true
Can
unsolved
someone tell
mystery.
us so we can fix it?
Yeah.
I got you. I got this. No problem. I'm on the case.
So here's Exhibit 1, which is the ad. I'm actually going to go through the metrics first, and then I'm going to play it, so you have that sort of in your brain.
Okay.
Exhibit 2 spent $1,400. CPM was normal, $16. Thumb stop was 22%, which is normal. Hold rate was 49%. And we calculate
your definition of hold rate.
Yeah, thank you, Barry.
Sorry, you were going to say it. Sorry.
Yep,
yeah.
It's 3-second views divided by impressions. So it's a percentage of people that get from
hold.
Oh, sorry. It's 3-second views divided by the through play, 15 second. So it's the percent of people that get from 3 to 15. So hold rate was 49%, which is very high in our book.
It's good.
Click-through rate was 6.2%. Unique outbound click-through rate, very good. Conversion rate, 0.3%. Awful, terrible.
Sheesh.
And the ROAS was 0.3 as well.
And Jess, let's confirm feed-only placements.
Yep.
This was not an audience network gone awry situation.
Yep.
So you forced the spend to
No. I'm just saying we checked after the fact and saw
okay.
that it was like negligible on other, because I was like, oh, this is like, it just got stuck in a weird forced video thing or something.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case.
Yeah. Barry's predictable, and that's the first thing he'd ask, so we're just getting ahead of it.
I would have. Thank you.
And just for some other context, the other ads during this period, 14K spend, thumb stop around 18%, hold rate 22%, click-through rate 1.7%. And the conversion rate on a bunch of the other ads, top ads were like 8%, 6%, 5%, and the ROAS was like 2, 1, somewhere around there. And then so what I want to do here is, since this is also, sponsored by Triple Whale, and also you probably can't see this on my screen, but once an ad gets a certain number of impressions, Facebook will give you the actual view chart watch data. And this is super interesting to pick apart ads. It always looks like this steep drop off for sure. Yeah. So, don't expect it to go very long. But if you really look at this, like if we look on this chart, at 20 seconds, there's still 20% of the audience rate left. So that's not like a 20% thumb stop. That's like a 20% really sticking around. And then they stick around, and there's probably like 5 or 6% at the 1 minute mark. So
yeah, it's a lot.
Yep, pretty healthy. And now I'm going to try.
So I want to.
Yep.
Wait, can I just call out something here? Sorry to interrupt you, Jess. That view, a lot of people might not have access to that view. If you use placement customization or dynamic ads, you do not get access to this view. Or if you do dynamic text as well, but I'm not sure about that. But there's a lot of things that can happen that don't allow you to use this feature. So just caveat in case anyone watching was curious why they don't have access to that. That might be why.
Yep. So I'm now in the Triple Whale, and Dara, I know you use North Whale, right? That's what
I use North Whale, yes, routinely. It's the new thing.
Okay. So I'm actually in the wrong account. Let me just get into the right account here.
You're live, remember.
Totally live. And now I'm going to go find this ad. So the Creative Cockpit is great to like further diagnose thing and also compare ads to other ads. So I'm going to toggle this ad in with some of the top performers, which is blue. And if we look at...
Jess, I'm not sure we can see. I can still only see the Notion page.
Oh, you know why? Because it opened in a whole new window. Sorry.
A whole
you
new
gotta get it
window.
Together. Dara's audience is going to get out of here.
Truly.
No, we're at 36 people on my side, and they're hanging on. They're hanging on. They're asking where to follow you guys, so I'm dropping some links,
So if we look at let's look at click-through rate. Oh, this is kind of a mess. Hold on.
We're just figuring things out. Okay.
So the blue line, this is totally a mess, but blue line is click-through rate. Hold on 1 second.
I just think it's dope at all that we're showing people metrics. Like many shows and so many like people that do this like media buyer like content creation stuff, they will abstract the data by forcing you to look at a spreadsheet, or they'll just tell you, which is even worse. So, like, honestly, the fact that we are, like, going through actual numbers and looking inside of Triple Whale and looking inside of ad account data, like, that's so valuable. And that's something I desperately, desperately wanted when I was, like, just started off in this field. So, like, bear with us, everyone, but I swear it's valuable.
So, basically, what happened is the click-through rate is off the charts. It's probably like 5x what it normally is, and the watch time is off the charts as well. But the conversion rate is terrible, and that's not something we see from an ad that has those strong metrics. Right. So now we're going to watch the ad and try and figure out why the click-through rate was high, why the conversion rate was low, and why the engagement was there.
One more caveat, Jess. This we ran on 3 different pages: the homepage, a collection page, and the PDP of the product that's featured, and it was all bad conversion.
Yep.
Something is wrong with the video.
You maybe need a landing page that has more education.
Maybe we do.
Maybe need a landing page. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe it's just the talent sucks.
Probably that. 100% that. We'll see that in a second.
Okay.
And the copy says, attention tired moms, this is the ultimate Target hack. I'll never shop without one. Headline is the #1 drink accessory for iced coffee drinkers. And here we go.
I'm here at Target, and let me tell you what my #1 Target hack is. You're never gonna guess. It's this. It's a Java sock. I take this in with me, keeps my iced coffee cold the whole trip. It's the best invention ever. You'll see. Hey, we're heading into Target, and we're gonna beeline it to the Starbucks to get coffee. Right, Iris? Hey, baby. My #1 Target hack, Java sock. Keeps my hands from getting all gross and wet. Keeps my coffee cold the whole way through. So good.
Okay, and then from there, at the 40-second mark, it goes into like base unit content, which is a tactic we do, but I won't get into that.
Can I give one more caveat, Jess?
Yep.
We tested this bouncy copy, and we tested bouncy captions, and we tested non-bouncy captions, and it was the same issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Our goal with this ad is to do something content forward, to make it look like content, and I think that's what we achieved, and that's what the metric shows. But we're kind of at a loss.
Didn't sell it.
Why it didn't work? Does anyone have any ideas?
Definitely the talent.
Let's hear it, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta definitely, whoever's in that video, whoever that person is, fire them immediately from your agency.
Immediately.
That's stuff
Gone.
Immediately. She's gone. So kick her off the show. Can you switch scenes so she's not? I don't want to see her face.
Oh my God, rude.
No kidding.
Barry's canceled.
No, I'm canceled. So I think you, Jess, you chastised me recently for this, like about Target, or maybe not chastised. You said target with with creative, right? Like creative is the new interest targeting, right? You start. What's the hook? What is the first thing she says?
I'm here at Target. Let me tell you what my #1 Target hack is.
What
this
I think is kind of
relevant. That's my.
Well,
I
beg to differ. I beg to differ, Barry.
Go for it.
I think what the problem is here is I think the tracker text is actually working against us in many ways. And I think we should have started way sooner with like, I'm at Target, here's my #1 life hack. And like have that immediately as the banner so that people know, yo, this is for my Target ladies. Like, and we're all Target ladies. But also this is a life hack. That's like a really good hook for TikTok, for Facebook and Instagram. I like that you're in the car. We've actually done a few tests with some brands recently of doing content with, by the way, Nikki, like hit me up afterwards. Maybe I can get you to film some ads.
Yeah, film some stuff right now. Right now.
I got you.
But
this talent though is sticking around. Sorry, Erin.
But I also think that like the tracker text and like the focus like on you solely, Erin, it's just a little too slow, and it's also too slow like the product introduction. Yeah. Like if you could have like held up the Java sock and like said, I'm at Target and we're going to talk life hacks. Here's mine.
Yep.
I think that would have been way better to get product intro in sooner. And like the tracker text is like working against us here.
But those aren't the issues if we go by the hold rate and the thumb stop.
People are watching. they're waiting for something else to happen. They're waiting for a better tip. This is boring. This isn't a good enough tip. In this, to me, there's 45 seconds of content here that could be done in 8.
Okay,
like, cut this
and
all
that's
down.
what I'm saying.
Story.
Like we need to cut it down. We also like people are watching, but it's like I think you caught them at like an influencer moment almost, Aaron. And like what Barry is saying, like I think there is like something interesting to say there. Like maybe we need more hacks. Like maybe it's like
watching, but are they actually watching? Like they're sitting there, but clearly we didn't sell it. Like we did 40 seconds of maybe not enough of anything.
Well, I think that in and of itself was a decent test to be like, what if we just ran someone's reel as an ad because it had like bits and pieces of what we needed in it? And obviously it's not the answer. We wouldn't have really known unless we tried, but it is interesting. And we've done this with another client where we sort of did like the hack or here's 10 reasons why you need this and sort of instead of one reason. And it's not necessarily the brand or the product in every single hack or every single reason, but it's kind of like sprinkled in there. And so far that's been a little bit better.
Well, let me push back against all you guys because what we absolutely did here is sell the click. The click-through rate was 6% versus 1.75% for the rest of the account. So people, whether it was a good hack or not, people wanted it, right?
Well, but then they didn't buy it, so
they
didn't
buy it. So is it like? And we tried 3 different.
So
pages.
are we misrepresenting what was going on?
Like a landing page
Hannah just wrote a comment. Hannah just wrote a comment. I wouldn't know why I needed the product.
Yeah. We're back.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. My point was exactly kind of what we're talking about. Hannah says in the comments here she doesn't know why she would need the product, and so maybe we need to be having more of the product benefit parts in there. But they did get the click. It is so confusing, and maybe maybe the website doesn't explain that properly.
No, I think
that's why you need a landing page.
Sure, unless they clicked directly through to the PDP, which you said it was
did at some
partial,
point.
in which case all the benefits are right there. But to Barry's point, maybe the landing page doesn't need to better explain the product. It needs to better connect the creative.
Maybe it needs to speak to moms like that landing page. You know what I mean?
The tired mom landing page. I will be center if you need me.
It just needs to address the problem. It just I was not compelled to buy this product from this ad. The other ads I've seen for this product. Like to me there's some elements to this like again, you could do this in 8 seconds. Like my favorite Target hack, having a kid, you're doing this, boom, it's this. And then go into all of the benefits and features of JavaSock and sell and explain and educate right there. Like that's what this is missing. Like I can't see the timestamp on this, but it's so far into this video and she's just saying how good the coffee is. And then it's, there's not a bridge there.
I don't disagree that it could have and should have been faster and faster paced, but I would be curious Dara's first impression versus what Barry just said, because I don't think you're the audience for this ad, Barry.
Really?
I understand that. I make a lot of ads for products.
No, I know. I'm just curious.
Well, I agree. Barry, I'm trying to look at this from a perspective of the audience, not from myself.
Barry,
yeah, I know.
Is the reason why she doesn't sell it sooner the reason why the hold rate is so high?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people are waiting for the hack. So is that almost like Barry? Like sometimes I know that you really don't like thumb stop clickbait. Is this almost like hold rate clickbait?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we see this. So we're doing this right now with Harry's. Like if you go look at Harry's razors ad. Like we're doing some more educational, informative stuff, and it juices the hold rates. Like, and that's fine, but you can't compare comparing the hold rate or the hook rate of these to another piece of content is irrelevant because it doesn't take into account the relevance of that attention and also like this problem right here, that people are paying attention not to buy. So the attention is good, but if you don't do something or do enough with that attention, then you're not. It doesn't mean anything.
Right. Especially, I think the click-through rate is really just it highlights the whole problem. The fact that it is so high. If it was normal, it would be just more about the video. But I really think we've got a disconnect between the landing page or the pages that we've tested here and the video itself.
Yeah, and maybe people too are like clicking on the ad to like see more life hacks. Like maybe like they think that like like maybe there's just like a total disconnect with it, like even being an ad at all. Yeah, you know.
I have an interesting theory, and I just stole it from Alex, who just commented.
I was about to say this is a good comment.
But so Alex says it feels like it's all about target and not a product. And I bet if you're not paying attention and you click through and you're like, whoa, this is not the Target website. Correct. I can't buy this on Target. Yeah. I'm in the wrong place.
Yes, exactly. That's how I feel. Or a Starbucks ad, right? Like either like this was not. You know, exactly. Like that. It's just so. It's such a distraction.
Barry, what do you want to say? What do you want to say?
I'm so overwhelmed.
This was not it.
I'm so excited about this conversation with all of you. Like, I just love what we just talked about and uncovered and thought about. I love all of this.
True. This was good. Let's do this for, the 100 ads that we're all collectively producing every week.
Now we remake this ad and make it better.
Adtopsy is really just a support group for us.
Yeah.
As we try desperately to succeed.
So now we have a segment called Shit Chat Says, and it's not really here, but if anyone wants to ask a question in the chat, we could toss it up on screen and discuss it.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, live.
Live?
About creative, about metrics, about...
Okay, somebody said, how would we remake that ad creative?
I would de-targetify it, I guess.
I don't know. I would want it to stay targetified, but be shorter, like we talked about. Get the product in sooner, and I want to try the Target page.
I do too.
Page.
Yeah, I think the Target hook is the selling point to the audience we're going for, but the rest is all Barry all the time.
Yeah, I would change some editing things here. Like I would take out the tracker text and like really reformat that. I would also probably make quicker clips. I know, Barry, you're like, fuck the editing, but I actually think the editing has like a way bigger like effect here.
Oh no, I agree with you. I don't agree about the tracker text bit that you're saying. But
I think tracker text can be really effective, but it's not effective here.
You might be right. So I just don't think that's the big problem. But you're right.
Well, I also concur with like the storyline being like a bigger issue and like the landing page probably being a miss. I would probably take Target out of the equation and just say I'm at the grocery store, or I'm getting coffee, or like I need also, I need to get away from the husband. Like
it's just this is just not a believable problem. Like this isn't I go to Target. I know Target like. I don't need a Target hack that involves me buying Starbucks.
That's because clearly you're not the target audience.
It is really a thing we see all the time. The reason we came up with this is because we are tagged all the time in this organically. This exact situation, this exact woman. Maybe we weren't authentic enough.
Have you truly never gone to Target and gotten a coffee and it's like melted by the time you're done shopping and it sucks?
Field trip, Barry. We're going to Target next week.
Wait a second. Maybe I misspoke. I'm saying I have been there. I have been to Target. I have bought Starbucks. I relate to this. I very well relate to this problem.
But have you experienced Target, Barry? Have
you ever
Are you a tired mama? It's basically.
Are you a tired mama?
I am a daddy. I am an ad daddy. Okay.
An ad daddy.
I have been to Target with my baby, and I've had Starbucks from Target. Okay. So I've checked the boxes, but even then, I'm just saying it's too narrow of a problem. It's too narrow of an audience problem, and we see that in the hook rate, right? Already, it's not broad enough of a relevant problem. I'm saying I think you could go broader, and by not saying Target, by saying more broadly about shopping, but also I want to broaden the problem more than just about shopping.
Yeah, but Barry, we have those.
We have those so many of the grocery store things. So that is really interesting, Barry. I love what you're saying because this was an attempt to do a horizontal audience thing. Like we're going to actually just talk just to Target because we've done a million grocery store ads before and they do work. and for exactly the reason you're saying. I am still curious about the Target thing. The Target tired mom thing is something in the cultural zeitgeist we were trying to tap into. I do want to try to do it better somehow, but it is. I think it still could be valid, the Target part.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think we have reached some sort of conclusion.
Yep. So we have a comment from Alex what do you guys think about creatives for high-end fashion brands which usually couldn't afford clunky UGC ad formats and such?
Afford for like their brand? Is that what you mean? I'm sure they could afford UGC, but they just don't want to because of quote unquote brand image.
And also that their agencies are incentivized to make more expensive ads.
Yes.
Which is anti-UGC.
I always tell them to go look at there are plenty of high-end fashion brands that are doing UGC or influencer in a cool way. Dior, I just saw a Spark ad from Dior that was like Dior Beauty that was very
Gucci does some
feeling.
Great stuff too.
It's not one or the other, and it's a really hard conversation to have. We work with a sort of his legacy lingerie brand, and we have this conversation all the time where it's a constant discussion between the brand values and like the creative director on high versus what actually performs, and it's a very hard conversation to have.
Well, UGC it depends on the vibe and the setting of the UGC. And if you look at if you scroll through your feed and you look at influencers, it's not studio shots. It's like their version of high end and put together and whatever. And you can do that with the right UGC creator and establish the right vibe and the right setting. It takes a little bit more effort, but you can convey that high end luxury with a UGC creator. Absolutely. Yeah.
That one of my favorite things is I forget which brands, and that's a terrible sign for what brand did this, but worked with one of my favorite TikTokers, Francis Bourgeois, the weird British guy who loves trains. If you haven't seen him, holy cow, the most joyful piece of the internet, I think, consistently. But I forget which brand, extreme premium luxury brand, sponsored him, and suddenly it's him going to whatever fashion show in Paris, on a little kick scooter, and decked out in the stuff, and I'm like, wow. I would not normally care about this brand, and I still don't care about this brand, but at least they've gotten my attention, right? They've caught me in this avenue, and it is premium, it is luxury, but it's still not. It's not shot in the studio and a hi-fi camera, whatever. It's still authentic, believable content. Right. That was such a good use of that. I'll try and track that down. We can maybe talk about that in another episode. It was Gucci. Thank you, Oliver.
Yeah, I'll say too that just back to the original question, it's UGC isn't the only path. I've worked with luxury brands before, especially some new luxury brands on the scene. So not these massive brand awareness play brands like Gucci, like Dior, like Prada. They're just in a totally different game. They don't actually want everyone to buy because they want to be exclusive and they don't want everyone to afford them. So they are more concerned about maintaining a brand image. In terms of what I've actually seen work for new smaller luxury brands that are just launching, it was interesting to see how much DPA works or DABA ads were working when they had the right type of lifestyle content inside of those dynamic product ads. We don't really talk too much about DABA or dynamic product ads as an industry because it's kind of the least sexy of creative topics. But there are many cool tools that you can use to really figure out what's going to work the most there. Is showing the price going to work the most there or not? Is showing the description? Is showing the title? Whatever. And that's where you have to think about a lot about your titles and how you your product names and how you're communicating that product to a brand new audience. So I worked with a new luxury brand out of Australia for a few years, and they were competing with the Row, a very cool brand. and like DPAs were what worked for them. I would also force them on their like regular studio shoots to have someone behind the scenes take the exact same video with an iPhone that their like DSLRs are taking. So number one, it didn't feel like UGC exactly, but it was like kind of lo-fi.
Right.
And like another thing about fashion, that like luxury fashion, is like it's super like playable on like reels and stories format. So I would try to think about how to like best position like those kind of like really like really visual storylines and like explaining the product like through those type of formats instead of thinking just like Facebook feed, Instagram feed. I actually thought way more about those kind of products in terms of like stories and reels. So that's my piece on luxury fashion.
DABA and DPA should be required for all apparel. And I think one reason why it works so well is because I feel like it goes after people who are more in market, who are just need to scroll to find something that they're looking to buy, versus having to convince you to buy into this brand. Let's do one more question.
But wait, real quick. DABA works better because it works well because of what you said. Plus, fashion is an inherently visual product. You can just buy it. You can just look at it and buy it 9 times.
So I'm curious from Dara and then Barry. Halbin asked, how do you guys A/B test?
Well, I certainly don't use the A/B test feature on Facebook or Instagram. Let's just get that out of the way first. Like, I think I used it once, like 3 or 4 years ago. It is Facebook's way to get you to spend more money on ads that are not going to perform in the name of reaching statistical significance. I hate to inform you, you're never going to achieve statistical significance on your A/B tests. And the way that I look at it now is like I like adopting a little bit of iterative testing into all of my creative tests. So what we do is if we're going to be launching a like new video ad, we will do 2 or 3 variations at most. I have recently changed my mind at this. We used to do a lot more, like 5 or 6, but we find a lot more like performance gains in doing bigger swings. So maybe we will test different creators. Maybe we will test different editing styles. Maybe we will do 15 seconds versus 45 seconds. Whatever we have the highest confidence in, the variable, that's what we're going to test. And we launch that in a net new ad set on broad audiences. Say that we find a winner. We are going to continue to scale up that creative in that specific ad set, and then we are going to copy or duplicate the winning ad into our other campaigns that we have. Sometimes we have retargeting, sometimes we don't. Retargeting is kind of like a shithole nowadays, so like some of our brands don't even have it. But we do tend to have like scaling campaigns where we do have like an arena where we put all of our winning ads to scale up. So that's how I personally go about it, but I also know that everyone does it differently. And
so speaking of doing it differently, I'll jump in here and say that Dara is completely wrong. Don't listen to her. Anything
Barry
she just
explain
said.
it.
No, I'm just kidding. Dara, I completely agree. Dara knows I completely agree with.
Barry taught me this essentially.
No, that's maybe slightly true. Like I send like everyone to Dara's YouTubes to like go and learn what she's because like I agree. It's more or less that's exactly what I do is. I don't A/B test because I also recommend anyone who wants to A/B test, go and do an AA test. Test the same ad again. And if you get a winner, then you've invalidated the tool works, accurately. So that's a weird problem. And that happens because of engagements. Because these on Facebook, there are engagements, right? Like people can comment or like or whatever, and that can skew performance. One comment right out the gate can help or hurt an ad. So I like to throw them in concepts. And I don't need to re-explain this. Dara just nailed it. So boom.
So
I'm really glad you asked me, Jess.
I was going to say, what about Rachel?
Rachel, how do you A/B test?
No, that's all right.
No, Rachel, I want to hear it.
No. Now she's
I want to know the FireTeam method.
Yeah. It's very similar, and also kind of we don't truly do a lot of A/B testing. We will every once in a while. It's really the bigger swings. It's about pitches. That's really how we try to do our testing. And it's the same thing. A creative testing campaign will scale if it's doing well, and then duplicate it into like the active player campaigns.
Nice. Okay, so moving on to my favorite segment, Explain That Tweet. Dara get your dance moves ready.
Oh, no.
Hit it, Nicole.
It's time to get on Ad Topsy. It's just like Twitter.
Just like Twitter.
But
Oh, no.
We'll nail that next time.
I was looking at the other screen, so I wasn't dancing yet at my screen.
Right.
So that's why I was so confused.
So, Dara, last week you said, I recorded a video about my predictions for D2C, yada, yada, yada. What's one of your predictions? And then you said, I'll go first. The AI space will be louder and creative storytelling will suffer because of it. AI is super compelling, but it's deaf coming for our jobs, but it doesn't quite understand the nuance of shared experience that are easy to discuss, aka TikTok, yet. So, as we're all on the chopping block here, Dara, can you explain yourself?
Yeah, so it's funny. I actually just did a poll today that was like, what's your favorite tool? The vast majority of everyone was like chat GBT, like, and yeah, like OpenAI is doing a lot of really cool things with, making briefs, making scripts, like building out landing page copy. And these are really, really great tools to get started and as like a brainstorming measure. But I still like feel very strongly that we need a human to like humanize it for the end product. And I just think that like what's going to happen, like, and what we're seeing right now in December, like 2022, is that like people are obsessed with like this unlock of like having to do the dirty work and having to like write out mounds and mounds of text or mounds and mounds of ad copy. But they're just kind of like leaving it there and they're like, check mark, this is done. Mm-hmm. And I think more and more people, especially in our industry, are just going to be like, this is the new way. I don't need to do anything else. Yep, and like they're going to continue to like put it on this pedestal. And I think that for a while, like our work will suffer like as a result of it. I will say, like, I could be wrong. Like, we are actually starting to do some tests right now at Thesis, taking like AI-driven, driven copy and split testing that against copy and like messaging that's like humanized. We also are doing a test that's really cool with a brand that actually did voiceover for a brand using like voiceover AI. So wow. Like there's just like there's some really cool stuff that's like going on, but I just hear our industry, it's just like super noisy right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like sus on that.
Right. So one thing that's always important to remember is, I don't know if you're familiar with the Gartner hype cycle, where it's like every tech goes through the hype cycle where there's this peak of inflated expectations and then down into the trough of sorrows. Yeah. And like if we just go back 14 months ago, everyone was losing their minds over NFTs, like just simply losing their mind, every brand. And now they're toxic and only Donald Trump uses them. So
no, they're the best now. Oh, I just bought into all my NFTs yesterday. Is that bad? Am I too late?
So have that in the back of your mind. Also, I've tested a lot of these tools, and I love the image generation ones, but the copy ones, I have yet to find something where it generates copy that I would legitimately feel good about and put in the market. And I think one of the reasons is because marketing in general sucks. Like if you take the average ad copy, it's terrible. And the average ad, it's awful. So if they're like, I don't know what they're training it on, but if they're training on like massive amount of copy, it's gonna be terrible. And these AIs are good at finding commonalities among things and then putting that together. But like effective marketing is finding the differentiation and magnifying that. So I hear you that people are going to use it, and ultimately I think they're going to
champion it
and just settle into this middle bloat of like average. Just going to create the average level of marketer. It's just going to get worse. I agree. Barry, you use Jasper a lot, don't you?
Okay. Yes, I use Jasper and I use Lex, and I realized something about myself recently is I'm very bad and I'm very uncomfortable with a blank page. And these tools are so helpful to me to just start somewhere.
I agree.
I'm an optimizer.
Yeah.
Like, give me I suck at just writing from nothing. So give me something to like tweak and edit and finesse, and I'm good to go, and I'll make it so good. But like, and I can do that. I can give it good prompts, and like I'm starting to play with like, I need a script for a UGC ad selling X, right? Like to this audience, and like it'll give me some stuff. I've used it for like landing pages. I've used it for content. I used it for tweets. I haven't had much success with tweets, but being good enough.
Barry,
but there's something there.
If you want to cook a delicious burger that people are gonna love, are you gonna like start with a freaking McDonald's burger and then like iterate on that from there? Like
how is this a McDonald's burger? You're assuming this is a McDonald's burger, but in reality, it's a algorithm that can give me the best tasting burger in the world. Like
what? No,
yeah,
it does not do
yes,
that.
It is. Okay. Here's what I'll say.
Gives you
the
the mass market burger.
No. You're right, but you'll appreciate this. A great copywriter is probably not going to get beat by a chat, one of these, the Jasper or whatever. Okay, but a non-copywriter or a bad copywriter will be murdered by Jasper.
Yep.
And that's what I see. And like I see so much Jasper copy being so much better than what I see a lot of brands do. So like, especially even when I can come into a brand, like I do an audit, I'll say like, what is this? Like just use Jasper for better examples and go live your life. It costs so little compared to the impact that it can have.
Yeah. I don't think it could murder. Well, first of all, if you're a bad copywriter, you're not a copywriter. I think there's marketers that have to write copy and then by default are bad copywriters.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But think about how many, I'd imagine a large portion of this current live audience is a marketer who is tasked with
agreed.
Copy and is not a copywriter by trade.
This is so me, where I feel like I struggle with the blank page syndrome, and like I am not a copywriter, and Jess, you are able to come up with something like completely off the top of your head. I struggle so much. Tools like this do help, but you have to make them better, and you can't be lazy. I think the problem is when you get lazy and you don't fix it. You're just like, oh, it'll be fine. But but I think a lot of people don't mind just mediocrity, and so that's where I land.
Well, I think some people just need to check it off.
Yep, fast. It's check in a box. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the people worried about losing their jobs, I like to say that all these tools, they raise the floor of what's possible, but they don't raise the ceiling at all. And if you
now, I think it's going to change.
I don't think so, because I've yet to see an AI that creates new ideas that are not just random weirdness that you have to put something into.
But like a lot of these don't. So many of these don't need to be new ideas. Like you don't need to reinvent the wheel on
if you want to be like a top 10%, if you want to differentiate yourself, not even need new ideas, but you have to be different. You can't be an amalgamation of what's currently people are obsessed about.
You are correct, but I'm just saying for like the vast majority of marketers and brands that are out there, that I do believe a lot of this copywriting can beat it. But like, I still, just to be clear, I'm almost always going to prefer like comments. I love going to comments on my ads for ad inspo or reviews. Yeah. That's what I like to use for copy inspo and ad inspo. But for like other things, like I really do think that the AI has writing components that you as a non-copywriter or me as a non-copywriter wouldn't think to write in terms of like story. By the way, real quick, I want to shout out. I am going to shout out Storyteller Tactics.
I get those ads all the time.
We showed him on the last Adtopsy episode, and he sent me these. These are dope, and now they're sitting behind me. But like, I didn't know a lot of these like things about storytelling. I'm not a copywriter. I'm not a storyteller by trade. So, the AI, when I do throw things into Jasper, I'm like, oh, this is written in a style I wouldn't have thought to lead with, and it's better and tighter than I would have naturally written it. But then I need to revise it significantly.
Great. So that we're coming up on time. That is the show. Dara, how was this format? Was it interesting?
This was a wild ride. I was into it. If we can figure out a way that like we can see the ads better, as the hosts, I think that would be awesome. Because I was like the first ad, I did not even see the two, and I just went by like popular like whatever. That's how much of a follower I can be sometimes.
Should have just followed me, Dara. I don't know what you're thinking.
Well, I also couldn't see because I was looking at you on the other screen. I was whatever. Anyways, I thought this was dope. I would love to go live with you guys more often. I would love to go live more in general. I think it just is a really awesome way to be able to communicate with everyone and like be able to answer some of your off the cuff questions and like also get multiple perspectives. Like the way that I think about ads is different from the way Barry thinks about ads. Rachel, Jess, and Aaron, and Nikki, who is now offline. Sad. She must have had to have left her car. But thank you so much for having us, Jess.
Yep. Yes, it will be uploaded to YouTube. We're using this software called EV Mux. It's pretty like new, and there's some bugs that we're really pushing it to the absolute limit here. So, and make sure to like, for all the 2 people who are watching from our channel, make sure to subscribe to Dara's channel. It's very well worth it.
Dara, almost 30K. I'm so pumped for you to get. You're like cruising to 30K.
You know, it's so funny.
Pumped.
So I'm going to be doing a video. I'm just going to tell this final story and then we can all leave. But I'm going to be doing a video at the end of this year. That's like my goals for 2023. I don't know if many of you remember, but I had a goal this year of reaching 100K on YouTube, which I fell very short of, which is fine. I'm very, very happy with where like YouTube is at right now. I'm very happy with like my audience and my community. It's like all learning process. But my birthday is next week. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, it would be an excellent birthday gift for people to subscribe. Because you know what? I do the same thing. I watch people over and over again. I don't subscribe. But you know what? It costs nothing. And it actually does like have a big impact for creators. So, subscribe to the people that you watch. They make all this content for free and they love it. And like that little thing helps.
I mean, honestly, if someone's watching this and they're not subscribed to either of us, especially Dara, the most generous D2C YouTube creator there is.
Can I get that on a shirt?
I'll make you that shirt. I didn't realize it until just now. You were in the media buyer. Nice, but you're not wearing a Make Ugly Ads hat. So
I know.
Dara, I love your content so much. I even subscribe to the fake Dara that's been making the rounds.
Oh right, I know. The one that I will never use Telegram at all.
I gave them my Bitcoin account. I hope they do good things with it.
Yeah,
but, we'll see.
That was a good idea.
Rachel's birthday is also next week, and FireTeam could use some subscribers.
No,
hey, Rachel, when is your birthday?
It's in January.
Oh,
it's close enough.
Well, close enough. It was like 2 weeks.
Aaron's like, we're important too.
I was just capitalizing on what Dara said,
No, exactly. Please, everyone, subscribe to FireTeam. There is a reason why I came back to this show. It's super, super fun. Like I said, Jess and Nikki and I got the opportunity to meet in person at Creator Palooza. And someone recently asked me who my favorite person was that I met this year, and it was Jess. People are always asking me where can I find more great content like mine? It's through Barry and Jess. Go follow them on TikTok, go follow them on YouTube. They are putting out amazing content all the time.
Love it. Thank you guys, and thank you for watching, everyone.
Thanks.